This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Federal authorities say the man who killed a sheriff's deputy and injured a police officer in Tuesday's shootout in Kittitas was in the U.S. illegally.
Local health officials have raised the red flag on youth vaping in Grant County. Experts aren't calling it a crisis, but it's a concern.
It wasn't a must-win situation by the numbers for the Wenatchee Wild on Wednesday night in Duncan, British Columbia, when they took on the Cowichan Valley Capitals.
The Raycross Invitational has been an annual track meet hosted by Ephrata High School for years.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News. And it starts now.
Federal authorities say the man who killed a sheriff's deputy and injured a police officer in Tuesday's shootout in Kittitas was in the U.S. illegally. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency said Thursday that 29-year-old Juan Manuel Flores del Toro, who also died as a result of the shootout, was a citizen of Mexico. The agency says he entered the U.S. in 2014 at Laredo, Texas, on a temporary agricultural worker visa. The agency says it has no record of Flores del Toro leaving the country or extending his visa. Kittitas County Deputy Ryan Thompson was killed, and Kittitas Police Officer Benito Chavez was shot in the leg in an exchange of gunfire with Flores del Toro, who had led law enforcement on a pursuit into Kittitas following a report of a road rage incident involving the suspect. Investigators to this point do not know why Flores del Toro fled, and he had no outstanding warrants for his arrest. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by...
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata. Local health officials have raised the red flag on youth vaping in Grant County. Experts aren't calling it a crisis, but it's a concern. The aforementioned fact is based on data collected during the state and county's biannual youth survey, and the findings may seem alarming to some.
Unfortunately, we did see a significant increase from the 2016 to 2018 Healthy Youth Survey at the state level as well as the local level. We were expecting that, looking at what was happening at the national level. So I will say the percentage of teens who reported cigarette smoking has significantly decreased, but unfortunately, e-cigarettes and vaping devices have kind of taken that spot of cigarette smoking.
Of the 1,500 students surveyed in Grant County, 14% reported that they vaped in the last 30 days prior to taking the survey. That percentage is double from a 2016 sample. Of the 936 10th graders surveyed, 22% say they vaped in the last 30 days, up 7% from 2016. Out of the 712 12th graders who took the survey, 22% say they smoked from a vaporizer, which was a 3% uptick from 2016. The study also shows that the use of THC vapor is 21% for seniors and drops to the low teens for sophomores and 8th graders. But the higher the grade, the higher the use of nicotine rather than just a flavor increases drastically. But there's another problem. The uptick in use of vapor products could be attributed to the evolving designs of vaporizers. Many vape devices are designed to look inconspicuous, allowing youth to covertly conceal devices or be perceived as something that's innocuous. So what's the Grant County Health District doing about it?
So what Cassandra and I have been doing here at the Health District around Grant County is we have partnered with many different school districts, many different parent organizations and coalitions to really get out into our communities, to really start educating our parents, our caregivers, our school district staff about what is happening, about the landscape of Grant County and what we as individuals, as well as community members, as well as our employee opportunities can do to really help protect the youth of our county.
For more information, call the Health District or go to its website. I'm Sean Goggins for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by...
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
It wasn't a must-win situation by the numbers for the Wenatchee Wild on Wednesday night in Duncan, British Columbia, when they took on the Cowichan Valley Capitals in Game 4 of the BCHL Interior Division semifinals, but it sure felt like it. Wenatchee trailed 2-1 in the best-of-7 series going into the contest and could ill afford to fall back by 2 games with at least one more remaining on the road. Fortunately, the Wild's offense was in fine form right from the opening drop and tallied the first goal just 1 minute and 54 seconds into period 1 when centerman P.J. Fletcher knocked home his 4th goal of the postseason to give Wenatchee a 1-0 advantage. That lead held until the 9:28 mark of the second period when right winger Murphy Stratton buried his 5th playoff goal to double the Wild's bulge to 2-0. Caps right winger Brady Lynn pared that lead back to 1 and broke up Wenatchee starting goaltender Austin Park's shutout bid 44 minutes and 48 seconds into regulation with his 4th goal of the postseason to make it 2-1. But the Wild held the fort defensively from there and added 2 more markers to close things out, including right winger Blake Barger's 4th playoff goal at 14:19 of the third, and an empty netter with only 2 ticks remaining on the clock by left winger Marco Reifenberger, who also collected his 4th postseason tally to cap an enormous 4-1 victory for Wenatchee and even the series at 2 games apiece. Park went the distance for the Wild and was also shaken up momentarily halfway into period 3, but remained in the game. The 20-year-old Colorado native stopped 26 shots and upping his playoff record to 5-2. Wenatchee outshot Cowichan Valley 37-27 in the contest and were 0-2 on the power play and 1-1 on the penalty kill. The Wild returned to Town Toyota Center for Game 5 of the series on Friday. Reporting for iFIBER 1 Sports, I'm Chris Hansen.
The Raycross Invitational has been an annual track meet hosted by Ephrata High School for years. Last track season saw upwards of 25 teams show up, spanning across all classes, and this year also looks to host plenty of teams. Schools from all over eastern Washington travel to the small town of Ephrata to test themselves against the best in the state in this early season invitational. Several local teams will attend this year, including Ephrata, Othello, Quincy, Moses Lake Christian, and Royal, among other nearby schools. The competition has been fierce in recent years, and that can be seen in the recent records that have been set. Last year, 2 new invitational records were set, one in the 1600-meter and one in the 3200-meter races. The year before that, in 2017, 5 Raycross records fell. The invitational begins at 10 a.m. and will run for most of the day. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.